Hope you guys are having a great day. Things are going well here in studio, and it's been a good week so far. It's been a cold, chilly week, and so I hope that you guys are staying warm. And in Mississippi, in Louisiana, we're not used to, at least, okay, let me just speak for Dan. Dan is not used to 30-degree weather. It dipped down into the 20s. And so I'm still cold. I went to one of my daughter's soccer games the other night. London had a basketball game, and then after her basketball game, we went to Diana's soccer game, and it was outside. And it felt like it was negative 50 degrees. At least that's what it felt like to me. I know it wasn't negative 50 degrees, but that's just what it felt like. And so we froze. London looked at me and she goes, "Dad, your face is just white." And I said, well, my face feels frozen and my ears were frozen. And so it was a very interesting, cold, wet soccer game. But anyway, thanks for joining us here on God and Country. I really do appreciate it very much, and I hope you guys are staying warm. There's a lot going on in the world today. As you look at the news, and there's just a lot that is happening, a lot that is going on. And I know that former President Jimmy Carter's funeral took place, and may we continue to pray for his family and continue to pray for comfort for them, regardless of political parties, regardless of any of those things. I appreciate Jimmy Carter's life, and I appreciate any man that is willing to serve as the president of the great United States of America. And I appreciate Jimmy Carter and appreciate his family and their service to our nation, to our great nation. And so may we pray for Carter, and may we pray for the Carter family. I know that they would really appreciate our prayers during this time. One thing that I talk about often, and I just want to mention this right in the very beginning, and that is that your vote counts. I know that you guys will get sick and tired of hearing me talk about and saying that your vote counts, but the fact is your vote does count. And so that is something that I want all of you to understand, is that your vote counts, and that's why we must be engaged in the political process. And so right now in Mississippi, we are coming up on the end of being able to put your name on a ballot to run for either alderman, councilman, or mayor here in Mississippi. And so I want to encourage you to, if you're even considering putting your name on the ballot, reach out to me and let's have a conversation. I'll help you. And it's not complicated. It's not hard. There's just some things that that you need to get done very quickly. Like one, you need to go and sign up. That's the very first thing that you need to do. You need to meet with your executive committee there in that city for the Republican Party. Then you'll go and sign up at the municipality clerk and sign up with them. And so they'll give you a packet of everything that you need to do, and then get your website built, get your Facebook page built, get it so you can run ads on your Facebook page. There's all kind of things that you could do. Get your signs designed and get those ordered, get your push cards ordered. There's a lot of things that you need to get done, but you still have plenty of time. It's today's January the 9th. I'm not sure when you'll watch this video, but you have until the end of January, and so you still have plenty of time. And so, but I want to encourage you, if you're even considering running for office, let's have a conversation. Shoot me an email, dan@danqcar.com, or call me 228-229-3438. And let's have a conversation and get things started for you, because it matters. It matters. Your vote and your voice does matter. There's a lot of people in this world that want you to think that your vote doesn't matter or that your voice doesn't matter, but it does. It does matter. And so let's push and let's work to get good people that will put Mississippi first. People that will put Mississippi first. Those are the type of people that we need to run for office here in Mississippi. And if you're in Louisiana, or if you're in Alabama, or if you're in Texas, or if you're in Tennessee, wherever you're at, you need people that are running for office that are Mississippi first, Louisiana first, Texas first, Florida first. Those are the type of people that you need, to run for office. And so I want to encourage you to do that. I like what Donald Trump said this past week. There's a lot of things that I like what he said, but I like what he said about the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm no longer going to call it the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to call it the Gulf of America. And here's a beautiful video of the Gulf of America. And so the tide is out right now. And so the tide is way out. And so you're looking back there. We're in Long Beach, close to Bay St. Louis, past Christian and Gulfport. Long Beach is kind of like right in the middle. You have Biloxi, Gulfport, Long Beach. Then you have past Christian and Bay St. Louis. So Long Beach is kind of like right in the middle. And I was there just the other day whenever President-elect Donald Trump was talking about changing the name, and I'm all for changing the name. If you look out there, you can see Cat Island. I zoomed in. You could see Cat Island. And it's just a beautiful area. And, of course, the tide is out really far right now. And so that's why the water's so low. And I walked out a little bit out into the water. Normally you see that white sand. That's typically where the water comes up to once the tide is in. And so, but it's a beautiful area. And I'm all about calling it the Gulf of America. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to call it from now on, is the Gulf of America. Also, something that's heavy in the news, we talked about Jimmy Carter. We talked about the Gulf of America, is those wildfires in L.A. I was reading this morning that over 100,000 people had to evacuate. 100,000 people. That is insane. I mean, that is, I've seen lots of videos, and I know that you guys have, concerning, this fire. And there's thousands of acres are on fire in L.A. It is unbelievable at these wildfires, and they're raging still in several areas. And these winds are causing these wildfires to just blow all over the place. And then I'm hearing, that they go to these fire hydrants for water, and there's no water coming out of some of these fire hydrants. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be praying for this area. And I mean, these firefighters that are out there that are willing to risk their life, they are risking their life. I mean, these fires, with that wind blowing like it's blowing, I mean, they're blowing all over the place, and these fires are jumping and moving, and I don't understand how it all works. You would have to talk to a firefighter that they could absolutely explain it, exactly how it all works. But I know that the wind is blowing, and it's blowing this fire all over the place, and there's fires just popping up everywhere. More than 1,000 buildings have been destroyed. I mean, that is a lot, and that is a lot of buildings. And I'm not sure quite yet how many people have been, if anybody has died. I know there's been some injuries, and so we need to be praying for this area, that God would help, calm the winds, and of course they need water, and just. I don't want to make this a political issue, at least not today, and but we'll talk more about that later. But the key is, it goes back to, whenever you think about your area, and you think about the mayoral race, and you think about aldermen and councilmen and all these type of races, it is very important who you elect. It's very important who you put in these positions, because it matters. So many times we are focused on D.C. and we're focused on the federal elections. But ladies and gentlemen, your vote counts right there in your city just as much as it does for the federal elections. So whenever you're voting in a mayor, or you're voting in a councilman or an alderman, or you're voting in a sheriff, or you're voting in, a supervisor, that vote, for those people are just as important locally, for as the president. Now, the president vote is very important, but Donald Trump, listen to me very carefully, Donald Trump is not going to call your city and tell them to pave a road. Donald Trump is not going to call your city or your county and tell them to go clean a ditch out, or to make sure that the garbage is picked up properly, or to make sure that that your school is being taken care of properly. Donald Trump's not going to do that. Now, Donald Trump is taking care of national issues. He's taking care of issues that affects the entire United States of America. And that vote absolutely is 100% very, very, very important. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is your vote home, your local vote, is just as important. It's just as important as the national vote. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't grasp that. And so that's why you'll have so many thousands of more people, millions of more people will show up and vote for a presidential election more than they will for a regular city election. Because we say, well, it's not as important. But ladies and gentlemen, it is very important. And you better elect people that are Mississippi first or Louisiana first or whatever, wherever you live. But they are your state first or your city first or your county first. And so it's so very, very important when you look at the big scheme of everything. Yes, the presidential election is very important. Yes, the whenever you vote for your United States Senator, it's very important. Yes, whenever you vote for congressman, it is very important. Yes, those elections are important. But that mayoral candidate mayoral race is just as important. That alderman, that councilman, that sheriff, that supervisor, those races are just as important. And we have a chance come April 1st to get the vote out like never before, to work like we've never worked before, to get good people elected. Because, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, I want you to understand this, that your vote 100% counts. It 100% counts. And so I want you to understand that. Just a little bit of talk about football. There's a game coming up this weekend. It's the Vikings and the Rams. And so when the NFL announces a contingency plan, and they may shift the game to Arizona, just depending on that wildfire. I mean, that fire is incredible at how big it is and all that it's affecting. And so, I mean, this NFC wildcard playoff game, and the NFL said that it was keeping an eye on the wildfires that have raged parts of Los Angeles County, and they've been watching it since Tuesday. And currently the game is scheduled for Monday night at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, south of where the fires are burning. And so, but they're watching it, and if it's going to get closer or the smoke, ashes, things like that, they're planning to move the game to Arizona. So that's something else that we need to watch and that we need to keep in mind as well. I saw Elon Musk. I love this tweet that Elon Musk put out, and I've got to go find it. And so, but Elon put this out this morning about, a lot of people are saying that he's a danger to democracy, and Elon Musk is not a danger to democracy. But Melania at a press conference, Musk is not a danger for democracy. Soros is. Soros is. That is what Melania said. And I agree. Elon Musk is not a danger to society, to democracy, but George Soros is a danger to democracy. And for Joe Biden to give him that medal the other day with him and Hillary Clinton and a lot of other clowns, that's unbelievable that he will award such an award to somebody, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to somebody like George Soros and Hillary Clinton. Are you kidding me? That is insane. It is unbelievable that he would award, such a medal to people like that. It's unbelievable. And I like what Melania said at a press conference, that Musk is not a danger for democracy. Soros is. Also, you saw the Facebook guy, Zuckerberg, talk about how he was going to get rid of the fact checkers and he was moving to Texas. I mean, whenever we won in November and we beat Kamala Harris, we won everywhere. Whenever you look at it. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I know you get tired of hearing me say this, but your vote does count. Your vote counts, and your vote locally counts just as much. So let's get to the polls. Let's vote. Let's vote in some good people that love our cities, that love our districts, that love our people, and that love conservative values. And so let's elect good, strong people. Thanks again for tuning in to God and Country. I appreciate it very much. It's always a joy to see people share and like and comment, and it helps us whenever it comes to getting out our conservative message. So once again, may God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great United States of America.